so you know. Alrighty, I can cover that up. Alrighty, so last time, which I believe actually at the end of the stream it was glitching out on me, so hopefully that actually came through the VOD. Yeah. You guys continued to track the cultists, actually caught up with them, and started battling them, which slowly started to turn. Kind of was back and forth a little bit, and they turned against you. And in the end, both Lyra and Ricky fell. And yeah, quick recap because it was mostly combat last session. But hey, so we'll pick up as you guys are recovering, as I guess, Gail and Renee, as you're kind of taking a breath as. And your adrenaline's kind of going down. And you said you guys were searching the bodies for anything you could find, which you found essentially the map, and there's a note, encrypted note that you found, and which basically easy enough once you decrypt it, was the information I gave you guys. And you got, what did I say, it was like a set of +3 studded leather armor and 3 sets of +2. What would you guys like to do from this moment?
So I had a question on that.
Mm-hmm.
Is the location you gave us on the map? Because I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it's on there. It's in Cerelia.
Oh, is that where it says Queen Assists?
No, that's Stallion over there. Cerelia is the western islands. I had to never eat soggy worms that one.
The north. I thought that
Northwest.
I thought that was a location of a chain that you had circled up there.
Oh yeah. Oh no yeah. Oh no yeah. There's chains. You can, there's obviously chains circled where the locations of them, because you would notice the, you know, where the Stenelian and the Everagilian and the Cavian one are, and then there's other circles on there.
Okay, I see this. The map is really small on my screen.
Ah, that's fair. I'll actually put it on the Roll20 too.
Where's Vexir?
You mean the lair one?
Yeah.
Or
would I not? I don't know. You'll count.
It's basically up to what you would interpret as like the different markings, what they might be. Like you can tell what might be changed based on notes and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? But there's at least one extra circle on there. But what would you guys like to do? As you guys finish kind of pulling the stuff out of the, kind of rapidly decaying, melting, maybe, bodies?
Quickly gather everything together. I take it their swords went with them?
Yeah. The only thing that's really left is their armor.
And I'm sorry, what were you talking about?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what the words were from the note.
Oh, I didn't get anything on the note.
Oh, it's basically the other information I gave you guys was what was in the note. Like, you got the map and all the other information I gave you was the stuff that was contained in the note. Sorry, my bad.
The only other information, the only thing you gave me was a copy of the map and what the I'm sorry, location.
Info, yeah.
The 3 bullet points.
Yeah. The info.
Oh, the lair. That's what you said, lair, and I was thinking dragon lair, and I'm like, oh, cool, let's go.
Yeah,
that's
2
fair.
points and 8 hit points. Let's go to a dragon lair. Let's go.
Oh,
I mean,
did they look for a key over there?
In the dragon lair?
That place.
You don't know what that is. Could be anything. Yeah.
Renee doesn't. Crom, though, he's done some business over there.
Anyway.
I almost feel bad for the guys unless they got there after we did. Sorry. Once we get everything gathered together, so Gail, I don't suppose you have a way of identifying any of this stuff so we can use it? Wow, I had to change my accent mid-sentence.
Identifying objects from the people who killed.
Yeah,
Lyra?
to see if it's magic. If it's, I mean, they were really hard to hit. I'm assuming some of this armor is like magic, but all I can do is tell that it is magic.
I don't know. I don't even know how I have magic.
Okay, never mind then. That's all good. Oh, hold it. I can't even tell if it is magic anymore. Oh, wow. Long story. We'll get into it another day. You look a little worse off than I do. Why don't I take the first watch and go ahead and start getting some rest? Well, let's pull away from here a little bit. Find a good hidey hole, and, you know, we'll set up for the night and get some rest, and then you said you could do something to make the bodies better, right?
Don't know exactly, but I feel like there's probably something I could do. I mean, my magic seems to be divine in nature, and this seems like the area of divinity, most likely.
No, I know clerics can do things to preserve. I don't know if paladins can. Not a lot of paladins visit the Fae, okay? But let's give it a try. We can give it a try. We can pray, and maybe you'll get some sort of insight. Every time I think of that lady, I hear her voice in my head. Maybe that'll work for you with your person.
You have a lady in your head?
Just her voice.
Yeah, that's not less concerning. Do you think people usually have a body as well as a voice in their head?
Oh, no, I mean, she's got a body.
It's just not in your head.
No, she can like talk to me without like making noise. You know that spell I use to talk to people?
You have a spell that lets you talk to people?
Yeah.
Yes?
And I'll fly away a little bit, and I'll point at Gale and cast a message. Like, see, I can talk to you, and you can hear me, but nobody else can.
Internally, Gail is processing this information and is realizing all the time she's been pranked by this particular matter over the course of the last few weeks.
Have I been processing Gale with this? Processing.
Trauma.
Well, is that what we need? A cleric? Can a cleric bring back Lyra?
One of them can. I mean, we need really, really powerful magic. And the most powerful thing I know with magic is that guy we just left.
The school kid kept sneaking off to sea?
Yes, he's Lyra knows he's really, really strong.
I don't know, he seems like I could beat him up.
I tell you what, if you want to arm wrestle him when we get back, I will definitely bet on him.
Well, in my current condition, yeah.
But let's get all the gear gathered up and bundled onto one of the one of the foxes.
Mm-hmm.
Get the bodies bundled up and onto the foxes. And I will, Gail, while you do that, I'm going to take the next 30 minutes and scout around and see if I can find us a good place. And I will pop up into the air and do an aerial
Well, yeah, you can go in there.
Search
You
through.
can't really go above the canopy, but you can do that. Roll a survival check. Well, survival and investigation. Just kind of a little bit of both. It works. I'll say probably a little ways back, just because you know a little bit more about what you came through versus what you would be going into. You find what you think would be a pretty safe location to set up a camp, kind of like next to a rather large oak tree.
Mark that one in my head, do a little more looking, figure out that's the best one, and I will haul ass back to Gale. Found a place. We should be able to defend it pretty well. Let's go ahead and lead the foxes over that way if you want me to lead.
Gale is hanging back by the fox that Lyra is kind of like loosely attached to. It's long too? Yeah, whatever.
Tied down too.
Yeah, attached to.
That's a weird marriage. Oh. Gale,
Yes?
time to move out. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll follow after.
I'll lead away the one with Ricky on it and
I forgot to
Gale.
say, Lacrame his little body was laying there too. Are you taking her body as well?
Oh, yes.
Or
I'll bring Lacrame along as well. I did not.
sorry, I forgot. Yeah,
I forgot she doesn't go poof.
No,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. I'm sorry.
I will.
I had it
will
written
pack
down.
Lacrame. I will pack Lacrame with Ricky on
Yeah.
one, and have Petey sit on top of them.
Sounds good. Yeah, she's a small little dragon, so easy enough.
And we will. I will leave those two off while Gale, I'm assuming, put Lyra on her own fox, not on Lyra's fox, because Gale doesn't want the separation.
I mean, Gale was basically just gonna walk by Lyra's fox and like lead her own.
That's
Okay,
fair.
there we go.
Okay, you can easily enough make your way to this little this tree and little kind of small clearing that Renee's found, and you can easily set up a camp if you like. So anything, because you're obviously taking, I'm guessing, separate watches. You all have one watch unwatched, unfortunately. But is there anything either of you are doing during the night, in particular, or because I'll say, yeah.
What, Gale, are you leaving Lyra on the fox?
No, Lyra will get pulled down from the fox and kind of like placed against a wall or an easily defensible location.
It'll be a tree. You're in a forest, so.
When she's not looking, Renee will use his Druid Caraft a bunch of times to have a bunch of flowers sprout up alongside Lyra. Hoping that'll help Gale. I'm looking for anything to get Gale a little better off.
Sure. What do the flowers look like?
We're gonna go things that wouldn't be here, so we're gonna bring up lilies. A bunch of lilies will sprout up near her.
Okay. I'd say you could probably do that while Gale's sleeping, too. Easily enough.
And then I will move up into the tree and take a post to make sure I've got good guard. I will send Petey in a 100-foot circle every hour or so.
Okay. Cause
Just doing everything we can to make sure we don't get jumped.
Yeah, let's say for the sake of brevity, you usually enough get through the night. Little tense, and a little emotional. But eventually you start through some of the breaks in the trees, you can see the sun starting to rise.
With his watch finished up?
No, I'll say
No.
throughout the whole night.
Oh, okay. I've got stuff to do too.
Oh, sorry, what did you want to do on your watch? Sorry, my bad. That's what I was asking.
Well, Gale, upon waking up and seeing Lyra surrounded by flowers, is gonna bring back memories of clawing her way up through dirt and looking down and seeing flowers that had basically been torn apart in her own quest to get up back to the land of the living.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to send her down a rabbit hole of what happens to bodies and digging pits and putting bodies in pits. And Lyra is dead. And Gale is here, so Lyra is not dead, but Lyra is now dead. And at some point during that entire little commotion, Gale is going to stand up and start just pacing the camp. Just back and forth and back and forth. And she's probably disrupting her one remaining friend a little bit, but...
I'm assuming you do that as soon as you wake up, even before you relieve me, right?
I mean, I kind of go straight to bed.
No, I'm going back up into the tree. Well, and sleeping, but yeah, okay. That didn't work. Oh Lord. Gail?
What sort of god would let this happen?
Okay, Gail, for the record, I'm really not a good one to ask about gods about. I'm not real, I'm not really a follower. I will say this. Somebody has blessed where Lyra is. That's why the flowers are there. It's a message to us from someone to give us hope. That's what flowers do. See how they're all bright and shiny and really alive? And they're a flower that we don't find here?
Then this is the work of your goddess, this lady of
No.
crows, of ravens, the Feywild one.
Wait, no, she's the one you're thinking about is not in the Fey. She's in this other shadowy place. The voice I hear isn't a goddess. She is a queen. I'll tell you what, I'll promise you. Once we get this all straightened out, I will tell you everything there is to know about my lady, the lady that wants me in her service. Okay?
Will that help? Could she bring Lyra back?
It won't help now, I don't think. But if we can't get what we need at our first stop, which is this guy we're going to in the morning, then we'll go find one of the temples. He'll be able to point us to a temple that we'll be able to raise at least Lyra from. And we'll see if we can get Ricky up too. I don't know about I don't know about Lackerman. I don't know what we can do, but I don't think we should bury Lackerman until after Ricky. We find out what's going on with Ricky. So, what's up?
Do the Fae actually assist in these matters? I mean, you make it sound like everyone's out for themselves and it's all miserable all the time. There's just murder and plots and deals.
There are different places in the Fae. I spent my time, I'm not one of them. Evidently, I'm more not one of them than I thought I was. Long story. I spent my time with the Winter Court. It's not that they're evil, but they're winter. They're hard. They're cold. there's another court that's known as the summer court. They're warm. But both of them are, I mean, they in general are a little, we're tricksy. You know what I mean? I love you guys like family, and I still play little tricks every once in a while. It's how I show that I love you. It makes sense?
I guess I understand.
I will say that there are beings in the Fae that are so powerful that bringing Lyra back to life would be like snapping their fingers. I don't know what the cost would be. But if that's where we end up having to do, then damn it, we'll do it. But first, let's see what we can do. That would take a long time. Let's see what we can do now. This guy seems to be on our side. We have a mutual thing going on here in this world. So bringing Lyra back is we're not asking him to do anything really out of the normal. At the very least, he can point us in a direction that can help.
You can keep working. Lyra is half like him. That might be worth something. And you're like him to some degree.
I think we pique, if nothing else, we pique his curiosity enough to make it worth his while. But I need to get some sleep. Otherwise, I'm going to be of no use to you tomorrow. Are you going to be okay on watch?
Always have been.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Petey, come here. Petey, stay with Lyra.
Oh.
I want you to keep an eye on her. Do the patrols like you've been doing for me while you're with Lyra, and we'll let you sleep tomorrow during the day while we're on the road, okay?
Okay, tells us at you and nudges you and curls up around on Lyra's chest. Kind of protectively.
Take good care of you. And you'll make sure that Lyra is safe, okay?
Dale's shoulders are still pretty tense, but they go down maybe like an inch or so.
We'll get through this, one way or another. With that, I'll just zip up and find a tree branch and, a little elbow, a little nook in the tree, and curl up and head off into dreamland on myself.
Alright, anything you want to do special on your own on your watch, Gale? Before you have to just pass out for the last watch, unwatched?
I mean, probably just towards the very end of her watch before just giving up for the night. I'll probably walk a few feet from camp and just say, I don't know why you brought me here, and I don't know why you wanted me to protect Lyra, but for whatever reason that is, watch over us now, because I don't know what the next day is going to hold, and I don't have the strength to stay up and watch any longer tonight. And then she'll go back to sleep.
Alrighty, you pass out pretty hard, you end up having a okay long rest and refresh yourselves, spell slots, health, etc., max health. What would you guys like to do upon waking?
So we are getting a long rest, right?
Yes. Max health restored and everything.
Spell slots again. Yeah. uh. Ooh. How far did we travel?
I'll go back to the other map. Well, I'd say a couple of miles or so. Where's my ruler? It's like, because this is, oh no, we're not a couple miles, but.
I mean, from where the big fight just happened. We were only.
Oh, that was like, maybe we'll say an hour back. But it was like about half a day. I think I said to get back to the camp.
Yep.
And that's
Dale?
riding all the boxes, yeah.
If you ride, I say if you're riding at a fast pace, maybe a little under half a day.
I don't know if you can ride.
I mean, if they're tied to the other two, your choice.
Did we find any any knickknacks, religious items, anything, on the bodies other than the note?
No, not really, no. And their bodies kind of turned to sludge. Yeah, which is why I'd say even with like your limited knowledge of magic, Renee at least, you figure that the armor's probably magical of some kind, because they were still pristine. Yeah. But yeah, no, nothing, no iconography, no symbols or anything, just the few notes that were in pockets type of thing. You probably had to like tug them out before the sludge got to them.
Gale has figured that just because they were hard to hit.
Yeah, I had arrows bounce off that normally wouldn't. That's how between that and the fact that they look really nice now. Where are we keeping the map in the note?
That might be a good place.
Gail, I'm gonna study that note and map for a bit while we travel. Do you mind?
Sure. It's not like I can really make out most of it.
I will take the note and the map and I'll pretend to study it, but mostly I want to have my hands on it when we get where we're going.
Okay, sounds good. So guys, we'll say you can easily enough, you probably have enough rope between everyone's stuff to kind of safely tie Lyra and Ricky and I guess Lacrame to the other two foxes so that they can, and then like tie their leads to like the saddles of each of yours so they can run along behind you, and they're pretty well trained as well. And I'll say you can easily backtrack over where you came from.
Before we head out, Gale, come the morning, is going to pull 4 little coins out of her pouch, 4 little silver coins, and is going to put 2 coins over Lyra's eyes and 2 coins over Ricky's, and she's going to take
an action, isn't it?
2 actions to cast Gentle Repose on both of them.
Okay. Sounds good. So, as you cast the spell, you notice that their bodies kind of flash with just like a faint whitish, gray, yellow, and purple. Just kind of a few different colors, but all in the faintest of colors. And then they are protected.
Guess you got your answer?
I know what it does, but it seems like it would preserve the bodies.
Works for me.
We'll do it on soldier corpses in the past.
Works for me. Let's get on the road. I'll bring up the rear. You go ahead and take point with and lead those two, and I'll rotate between the rear and go past you and up to the front and scout, and come back and take the rear.
All right.
That's kind of how we'll move.
Okay, sounds pretty smart. Like I said, you can easily navigate back to the path you already took. Probably see a few of your own tracks here and there to help you guide your way. So we'll say are you traveling kind of like a regular pace or like a little bit of a faster pace?
Moving quick.
Okay, I'll say with it moving a bit of a fast pace, you can get into, let's say, probably early start. You start seeing the edge of the camp about 11-ish in the morning.
I pull up short as I can just barely see the camp and try to motion Gale over towards me.
Not be paying attention to you. Gale sees the camp and is like, yes, I'm checking it out.
And I'll cast message like, Gale, over here.
The camp is here. We have to find the fake guy and arm wrestle him so he'll give us Lyra back.
Come here. Come here.
I don't have much time.
What we're going to do is we're going to go around the outside of the camp so we don't parade bodies through the middle of the camp. Lyra is fairly well known, and we don't want a bunch of people seeing her tied up and over a fox, okay? And I will I'll actually go away from the camp a bit, go north around and come back in, try to come in from the north to it, because his tent was on the north side, right?
Northwestern, yeah-ish, you'll say.
We'll try to come in out from the forest to his tent instead of coming up through the camp and then going to his tent.
Okay.
And as soon as I can see the tent, I will point my finger at it and cast a message and say, hey, are you in there? We really need your help.
Let's say you managed to skirt around the tent. I mean, it's people. It's a little bit. The camp's a little bit emptier as there's not as many people back here because they're starting to finish up with what they were investigating. They've still got people investigating, but they don't need everyone there, type of thing. But you send your message and nothing for a moment, and then you hear like a groan and go, "What? What do you want?"
Cast it again and say, I need you to come. We're outside your tent to the northwest. I need you to come to me, please. We have an emergency.
You sigh. You just hear like the sigh through the message. He says, "Oh, all right." And see a little while later. Actually, in his full form. Actually, yeah. At first, you see the little half-elven boy running, kind of walking through the camp, and then as he gets to like the edge of the forest, he kind of turns into his full archfey form. As he's wandering up, kind of rubbing his eyes, like, Renee, what seems to be the problem?
Caught them. Put them down, but we lost Lyra and Ricky.
Oh.
I will guide him back to where, I'm assuming I went forward a little bit and left Gale back a little bit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Everything to make sure nobody sees Lyra hanging over a fox dead, because the last thing we need to do is go trouncing through anywhere where anybody can see us with a princess dead.
That's fair.
That's the backup reason why I came to him. If he can't help, I need his help casting magic to hide her.
That's fair. He's like, oh, well, that's troubling. As you guys kind of come around the man and he sees, he's like, oh, that's bad. Well,
This is a new power?
not necessarily. However, I might know someone who either can or he definitely knows someone who can. Do you know Xander Hamoa?
You mean the guy that's all light? Isn't he the one who's all light and lofty?
Yeah.
Harmony is awesome. And
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah, that one. If he can't, he definitely knows someone who can. Definitely.
Ask a follower of Harmony. Res Lyra. You can't trust followers of Harmony. They're all too goody two shoes.
Gale, if it gets the
Against
job
the bill.
done. Or if he can at least point us to somebody who can.
I mean, that's the person I'd go to, honestly, because, like I said, if I don't know his power, but if he can't, yeah, he definitely knows someone that could. Yep, that's for sure.
Gale, we don't lose anything if we try. Why don't you stay here? I'll go with him and we'll go get this guy and bring him back out here, okay?
No, yeah, he's staying in the camp. He was still hanging around for.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
some
want to
reason.
take Lyra into the camp, sir.
That's fair. Yeah, we can go. I can go get him if you want.
You know, I'll come along with you.
All right.
Okay, Lyra? Are we okay, Gale?
Be quick. How much time we have?
We'll be very fast. And once we're a little ways away from Gale, I'll look over to him and say, does she have the power?
Who?
You know who.
He kind of tilts his head aside. Oh, Mab?
Yes, her.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been around the courts in years.
I don't know how close. She seems to be in my head every once in a while.
That could be in anything.
Do you have a way of getting a hold of her?
Do I want to?
Can't find a way here with your people in this world. I will offer myself to her as a servant if it'll get these two back.
His eyes kind of widen. He's like, why didn't you start with Xander? That's a big ask.
I would kind of really rather do that.
It's a noble sacrifice. Let's put it that way.
Oh, it's a stupid idea, but I don't have any others. I'm a thief. I'm really good at what I do. I shoot things and I steal things. I don't know how to bring people back.
I mean, neither do I.
You did.
Not really my repertoire.
Really hoping you did.
I'm more the timey-wimey stuff.
If he can't, can you disguise her? Because I don't want to be dragging a princess through cities trying to find people who can't.
I don't know that you'll be going to any cities. The person he would know, if I'm not mistaken, won't be in a city.
As we're walking, I will also break out the map and say, by the way, do these locations look familiar to you?
He kind of takes the map from me instead. He goes, I mean, that one on the island in Shelly-Arens, that's where the Shepherds of the Elements, well, one of the tribes is. Any of the other circles, I don't know.
Point to the where it says defenses unknown. That's where one of the chains are. You see where this one is? These two that say broken? Well, this is us now, and that's the one where me and my friends were woke up. I'm assuming these other 4 are chain locations.
Ooh, that's interesting. It's valuable information. We can definitely send people to protect them, that's for sure.
These guys are really bad.
Hmm.
Every time they hit me, I felt I could feel myself weakening.
That's not good.
A lot of necromantic magic with these guys.
Yeah.
Find a way to protect ourselves from that. And I'm having this conversation with him because I'm planning the future as we're heading towards the guy we're looking for.
That's fair. Yeah, they say he kind of like nods along and goes, we can have a copy of this map made if you'd like, so you guys can keep it, and we can have some locations to scout out if you'd like.
Tell you what, on your map, do you have any connections with Thalian?
Me personally?
About a queen up there that's not very nice.
Oh, Vivian? She's fine. I don't know why this thing says Queen Assist. That's what I think it is? No. They're kidding themselves. Vivian's great. She's great!
How about you take the Queen Assist and the Air Shepherds? And I will mark your maps with those 2 locations, and I will take this map to the Royals and make sure that I don't want to let this whole map out to anybody in particular. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
I trust you, I just don't know who you're gonna have to talk to. If
Politics.
I go to the Royals with it, you know, and the last Royal I spent a lot of time dealing with did not give me a good vibe about Royals. You know how she is. Mad.
Yeah. Bit of it. She is who she is.
I learned secrecy from the Winter Court. But I do want to report back to both the Royals here and the Royals in Cadia about what we found on this. Also, can you identify stuff? You know, see what kind of magics are on them? Or is that something this guy can do too? Because I know wizards do it a lot.
I mean, it's not really my specialty, really. Didn't like giving that spell. Xander might, I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know his power.
We get some armor off of those guys that I'm betting is magical. I just would like to know more about it. I'm thinking, I don't know if it's just regular magic or if it's got some sort of, you know, some sort of culty thing involved in it, and just looking for more information.
That's fair. Oh, actually, never mind. I can do that. I just remembered. I'll have to take some time with it later.
Okay. I'm figuring that would take most of our time getting the guy we're looking for.
Yeah, Xander.
Whatever.
I'd say easily enough you can find this little tent, just kind of off to the side a little bit. And Aurelius just kind of like barges right in and goes, Xander! Pickle for you, my friend. Do you follow him in?
I duck sheepishly in trying to remember if this guy remembers all the times I picked on. I did tricks to him or not. I don't know what he knows, but I'm kind of hiding behind him as I go in.
As you kind of peek around, Aurelius, you see Xander kind of like just sleepily spooning like porridge or something into his mouth. He's like, what do you want so early? And Aurelius is just like, looks down at you. Would you like to tell him, or should I?
We really need your help.
With what?
You remember my friends?
Yes. Miss Natalie, the knight of some kind.
We chased
The
after the guys who
bald
did
guy?
this. We chased after the guys who did this, and we caught up to them.
Oh, well, that's excellent.
We were able to take them down, but they took 2 of us down. I need your
Oh,
help to get my friends back.
I
And
mean...
there is a political aspect to this.
Oh?
You'll see if you'll come with me.
He's just sighing, goes, alright, I mean... Let's go. And he'll follow you, and realizes like, I've got things to do. I'll bring that armor by later, and I will check it out for you. And he scurries off.
Thank you. And I'll start leading Xander back.
Easily enough, he's kind of like rubbing his eyes a little and very stern looking, but he kind of usually is. You lead him back, and as you around the corner where they are, he kind of like takes a quick glance over, notices I say Lyra and Ricky on the backs of the foxes. Says, "Oh, see what you mean by political."
See?
Well,
Can you bring them back?
I mean, I can't. However, I know my mother can.
Can
Easily.
Get her here? How do we get to her?
We go to her. She's not far. It's kind of the reason I was here.
Fine.
It's really not far. It's kind of the reason I'm here, actually.
Do we have to go through cities or anything?
Oh God, no.
Okay, good.
We're going to the
You
northeast
can
a
see
little bit.
why we're outside of camp.
Makes sense. It's smart. You don't want to see what we've seen with a dead princess. Yeah, no, it's not more than 2-hour journey on foot. Yeah, you're probably gonna. Ooh.
You can use my fox.
Where
I'll
we're
ride behind you, or I'll ride behind Gale.
where we're going. I could see maybe leading 2 foxes with the bodies. There's not gonna be a lot of room to take the to ride them. That's gonna be enough.
So you can be ready to leave, sir.
Just let me grab my satchel.
Okay, I've got to take some stuff over to. I always forget his name.
Aurelius.
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 Aurelius. I have to take some stuff over to Aurelius real quick. I will meet you back here. Gale, you got guard duty?
always do.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take these armors over and see if there's anything in there that we can learn through magic about them and about the cult. Okay?
I feel like this is more important, but okay.
We got a couple of minutes while he gets his stuff together. You know, I lead my fox with the armors on it over to him.
You think he can actually help us? He just said he couldn't.
I like that gets that way because of a mother. If his mother can help us, if he says his mother can help us, she can.
Well, you thought the Fae could help us, and the Fae apparently can't help us at all.
Well, I told you the Fae would get us to somebody who could. And indirectly he has. I know you're uncomfortable with this one after, I'm assuming Xander's gone at this point?
Oh, yeah.
I know you're uncomfortable with Xander's, the same thing I am. But for Lyra, I'm willing to deal with my discomfort. And this is a way of us getting Lyra fixed without having to go into a city with Lyra this way.
Fine.
I'll tell you what, give me 2 days. Today counts as one of them. And if we can't figure something out in that time, we'll go to the nearest city. Your spell should last at least that long, right?
I really don't know. But hopefully, yeah.
As powerful as you are, I have faith. Not in the gods, but in you.
That's good, because I have no faith in harmony.
Yeah, we have faith in each other, I hope. With that, I'll go ahead and leave the armor off to see what we can find out about it.
Alright, we'll say you take the armor, kind of hauling it probably on a fox, because it's pretty heavy. And Earlius kind of takes a little time with it and identifies it for you, and it is studded leather +3, and one set of studded leather +3, and 3 sets of studded leather +2. Just plus armor.
And nothing you can discern. There's nothing special about the magics in it.
No, it's just really good enchantment, but...
Oh yeah, no, I don't get me
That's
wrong.
what he says. That's what he says.
Okay.
It's a really good enchantment, but nothing cursed or anything like that. That's what you're worried about.
Yeah, I was hoping there would be something in the aura or whatever.
What the fuck? You were in here a second ago.
Guide us. I hate working from behind. And all I've been doing since this happened to me is playing catch up. Although I've got at least the map, I was hoping this would give me more. Thank you.
Yes. We can
back up onto the fox and haul it back.
Alright, I'll say by the time you do that, Xander will say kind of meets up with you as you're walking back and says he's got it looks like a very fine looking staff and he's got his nice fine robes and it's kind of like a pink rhomboid crystal orbiting his head. He's like, well, shall we?
Yeah, Xander. Magically enchanted armor, it will shrink to fit any size, right?
Yeah, basically.
As we pull up next to Gail, I'm like, Gail, they're magical. This one is a lot better than these two. Do you mind if I take this one?
I think you're the only person here capable of using it, so yeah.
And I'll on the horse, on the fox. I'm like, trying to put it together as we're getting ready to leave.
Okay.
Before the other two came back, there was something Kel was gonna do.
Okay.
So the second the fairy and the friendly local harmony person was out of sight, Gale, staying with the bodies and still staying very aware of like the area, is going to just bend over a patch of dirt and be like, "Come on, equipoise. Come on. We need a claret of equipoise. There's portals. There's probably corpses. You pulled me back. We don't have to work with harmony. Just make a cleric of. I don't know if you have clerics. I assume you have clerics. Just, pop out. Like, you gave us flowers, which is great and all. It's not useful. But, like, cleric is only, like, what, 2 steps up from flowers? So just. Come on, it's not that hard. I did it. Just bring a body back. It'll work. She'll just, like, wait. Or
Nothing.
chaos. Chaos would be good too. Chaos is you hate harmony. You could one up harmony here. Just draw a body from the earth. Lyra did it. Can't be that hard.
Nothing.
Equipoise. I mean, there's portals. You could just send them through a portal. We don't have to go find this harmony person. She'll stand back up.
Sure. I'll say you do feel a sense of like someone's giving you a hug in the sense of trying to like comfort you. And you just feel a sense of like everything will be alright. You'll do what you need to do.
Gale will brush that off because currently nothing is alright. But
That's
we'll
fair.
acknowledge it.
Very fair. So as Xander and Renee come back, I'll say easy enough. You can kind of fiddle with the ones that armor Renee, and it kind of starts to slowly, as you're playing with it, shrink down to your size, so you can put it on if you'd like. And I'd say with enough forcing, you could probably have Renee play with the other ones and make it shrink so you can stuff it in the haversack if you'd like, to make it easier to carry.
I put on the 3 and the +3 and put the rest into the haversack and put my armor in the haversack with it.
Sounds good.
So 3 leather.
Yeah, 3 studded leather +2. And I'll say, and Jenner's like, alright, if we're ready, it's only gonna be a couple hours walk. Follow closely. And I guess you guys kind of leave your other foxes tied up, and you can kind of just lead the ones carrying Ricky and Lyra. It's kind of a bit of a single file after a short time, as he starts leading you through the woods, deeper and deeper in. Trees are gets to a point where there isn't actually even really a path, so you're not even sure how he knows where he's going. But he just seems like he's done this before. As the trees kind of get closer and closer, you kind of have to help the foxes carrying Lyra and Ricky maneuver, and eventually, as you're deep within the forest, within the Decana Wilds, well away from any roads, paths, well-traveled area, you start to see a kind of break in the trees where there seems to be a small clearing. And as you come to the edge of the clearing, you see what looks like a very simple little cottage. Kind of thatched roof, wooden and log kind of framing with simple plaster stone walls. If it wasn't for the little lazy curl of smoke coming from the chimney, you'd swear it could be abandoned. But yet it's kind of well kept, but it seems like nature's kind of there's a few vines growing up the side, that sort of thing. And also, notably, there are hundreds of this little 5-pointed teardrop-shaped white flowers that sometimes seem to have the faintest of blue-white glows coming from them, growing all over the little kind of yard and up the, or in front of the door, and lining the very small, like, kind of 3-foot worth of quote-unquote path. They all seem to kind of grow or attach themselves to the walls themselves. I'm going to say, Gale, roll a nature check. No, history check. And Renee can roll a nature check. Because you never know. Could have heard something.
I think that is the best
That's a nice roll.
that Gale has had on
And yeah.
history ability.
Trying to find nature on my list.
Fair. Hey, you're not sure you didn't really pay attention to flowers so much.
Nope, not anything.
But Gail, you recognize these as they're called heaven's petals. And they, rumor has it, tend to grow where harmony has tread.
Oh no!
Xander kind of stops and looks at the two of you and says, "Well, we're here." Thanks, Josh. Now please do show respect in your words and actions. And he just strides forwards to kind of slowly open the door, and then kind of stands aside and gestures for you to enter.
I will, I look back to Gail and say, "Gail, you want to stay out here, or do you want to come in with me?"
I'm not letting Lyra go anywhere.
Xander's like, well, you can bring them in. That's kind of part of the deal. How this works.
Fair enough.
And
I
I'll
can carry them. You okay to get them, Gail?
I'll say Xander comes out. I'll say Xander goes and picks up Ricky, and like I say, he probably leaves Lacrame on the box.
Yeah,
But
I'm just keeping Lacrame around.
Yeah,
Very Lacrame until after Ricky comes back, if I don't have to.
that's fair.
That's where Renee's mind is.
That's fair. So yeah, we'll say Xander comes to pick up Ricky, and we'll say I'm sure Gail can easily enough carry Lyra. And as you enter, it's a very simple cottage. It looks like it's no more than it's like one floor, no more than 2 rooms. 'Cause you can see kind of like off to the side near it looks like a little kind of a small kitchen and table with 2 chairs. It looks like a door. There's a small fireplace with a cozy fire, and a little seating area. It's quaint. And
Gale will drop a divine sense approaching the house, and then if she gets nothing upon entering the house as well.
it's total cover that blocks, correct? I
Yes.
believe. We'll say upon approaching, you don't get anything. Initially, upon entering, anything that lasts a round, right? So 6 seconds. We'll say initially upon entering, you don't sense anything, but as you enter and from the other room, an almost ethereal voice kind of echoes out as also the door starts to open, which at the end of your divine sense, you do sense a celestial of a sort presence. It's weird. It's celestial but not, but it is. It's weird. As the door opens, the voice says, "Xander, darling, what brings you back so soon?" And as the figure walks out of the other room, this figure is both unlike anything you've ever seen before and also strangely familiar to you, even Renee. Stepping out of the room is a tall, dark brown skinned, youngish looks like human woman. Young, she's got like a certain wisdom in the eyes. She's got a long, thick mane of curly black hair, golden yellow eyes, and is wearing what amounts to kind of like a simple clerical robe with kind of like artistic kind of like cuts at the hips, with like the kind of pants-ish kind of bottoms. And it's in a pale yellow and white color, you think. The color of her garment is difficult to tell because her form, well, obviously solid and material corporeal, and also semi-translucent and seemingly immaterial. You're not sure what's going on there. She also seems to be emanating to Renee a very soft, pale yellow glow. To Gale, you see a even more blinding yellow-white light with this figure at its center. Kind of like you kind of sort of make out the figure at the center, brighter even than from Xander, which you kind of gotten a little used to. And it takes you kind of a moment to allow your eyes to adjust. And this woman's like, "Oh, what brings you here?"
I do a mid-air bow.
She kind of
Pardon
nods.
intrusion, ma'am. I look back at Xander and how old and decrepit he looks, and I look at her and I look back at Xander.
He doesn't look old and decrepit at all. He looks quite young.
In my mind, he's old and decrepit.
Oh no, he looks like he's maybe early 40s. He doesn't actually look that old.
She definitely looks younger, though, right?
Youngish, yeah, but there's that extra bit of wisdom in the eyes.
I bounce between the two for a second, then I say, your son said you might be able to help us.
Oh?
Our group was charged to investigate the breaking of some... Xander, how much does she know?
Xander laughs. This is like the first time you've ever seen this guy laugh. He's just chuckling. He's like, I'm fairly certain she knows quite a bit. Not details, obviously, but she knows of him.
We're trying to stop, and I hold my wrist up, this guy from coming back. In the process of hunting down some of this guy's followers, two of our friends were taken. Two of our friends lost their lives.
Oh.
We were hoping you could help us. One of our friends is Princess Natalie.
I mean, I'm not...
We're very hesitant to go to the normal places you would go because we don't want the whole world talking about how Princess Natalie has been killed lately.
Oh. Apparently that's a problem, yes.
Oh, and I'm sorry, my name's, is there what kind of power aura does this person have?
What do you mean?
Am I sensing enough from her that I'm gonna accidentally blurt out my real name, or am I gonna... Do I have enough control of myself at this point to use Quentin?
I don't know. I'll let that be up to you to discuss when you're facing a godlike being.
Godlike being, that's kind of what I figured this was. I go, my name's Renee Azar. Whoa. And I'll stop and I'll crack my head a little sideways. Oh man. man, you're not, are you?
Not what?
Do me a favor. You and Xander don't say your name in front of my friend.
Huh?
Never mind.
Don't mind him. And Gail was doing like a full, like squinting into the sun, but your family was taking a picture.
And I
Kind
think...
of expression.
Oh, actually, hold on. I have a photo to show you guys. In the NPC bank in a second. NPC bank C2. She sees you squinting, Gale, and says, kind of tilts her head to the side, kind of carries it forward, kind of smiling softly, and says, you have the sight. Let me help you with that. And, you'll notice the various auras in the room kind of diminish greatly to the very faint halo around, both herself and Xander. And I'd say at this point, Renee, you still see the kind of faint glow around her, but it's a little more diminished for you. I said, that should be much better. Sorry about that.
Anyway, ma'am, is there any way you can help us?
I mean, of course, that's... loss of life of one so young is tragic. I'm sure I can help. Of course, these things take a great deal of power and a great deal of power to enact. Is there anything you can do for me, perhaps? To,
We're doing our best to stop this guy from coming back. And without them, we're probably not going to make it happen.
She kind of smiles and says, of course, but who among you would be willing to swear allegiance to me, like, to become a conduit to spreading my good name across this land?
Gail, I'm sorry, but that's not a me thing.
I mean, anyone can.
You would have to understand that for me, there's other things involved here. I'm kind of semi-attached to something, and I just...
Oh, Mab? She's nothing. She is nothing.
To you, but she's also very finicky. She might not get angry with you, but you don't want to know what she does to little fairies like me.
She would not touch one touched by me. She just gives you the deadpan serious look.
Yeah, not falling for. I know it's right, but Renee is going nope.
That's fine.
I've seen way too much.
That's fair. What was that, Gail?
And your name would be...
Harmony.
I kind of hang my head to my chin to my chest at this moment.
Harmony. Harmony. What's my last name? Velasca.
Your parents had enough balls to name you after a murderous genocidal god?
Gail?
What makes you... What makes you say that?
Her parents didn't name her after that.
What makes you think that Harmony is... that I am... genocidal?
No, genocidal's probably not the right word for it.
She kind of peers closer at you. and just looks you over and says, "Ah, I sense something different about you. You've been brought back once. Curious. Very curious."
I think my particular soul is already spoken for by another one of your compatriots.
I mean, we don't speak for anyone's soul. Well, I don't know about him, but I know I don't. It's a choice. And equipoise, they are a curious child. I'm not sure about them. But it's always a choice.
A choice that you would have any of us make on the grounds that you would basically hold the resurrection of our friends as a term of following you?
I mean, this is powerful magic. This is anyone is going to ask something in return for such a deed. I'm the least of your worries. And she kind of looks at you, Renee. I don't know if you were thinking about going to her. I'm sure you know how dangerous that could be. This doesn't have to be nefarious at all. This doesn't have to be much of anything. I just would like allies.
I think allies requires us not being a hostage in this negotiation.
Allies could be the wrong term, but I mean, I don't have to. It's something I can do for both of them. Of course, there's there's always the chance that even I could fail in that. It's up to their souls. Really? And how attached you are to them.
I mean, Gail's just gonna look at Renee for support.
I think he might be gone.
Shit.
I had to answer a call real quick.
Yeah, I noticed that. Do I take a quick break?
Sure.
Yeah, let's take a quick break while he's answering the call. Or a call. And
Attack before something was decided. I'm assuming Gale has said.
And she hasn't really said anything. Gale turned to you.
Okay. I'm really hoping my idea works.
All right. As Gale turns to you, Renee.
Well, ma'am, I think the fairest thing we can do is a follower like Gale you really don't want. Follower like me would probably not be a good thing either.
Why is that?
You know my ties. I may not be here there for. This is probably not my world. This is not my world. It's probably not the world I'll end up staying. But there is somebody kind of here. That everything I know about this person says they would love the idea. Unfortunately, I put my hands down to Ricky and say, I can't quite answer yet, but I will do everything in my power to convince him it's a great idea.
Amazing.
The dragon Lacrame would be an amazing follower of Harmony, and Ricky can just translate for Lacrame.
I'm trying to decide if that's a persuasion or a deception check. Because you probably would try and convince Ricky.
Yeah.
I'll say persuasion check.
Okay. I am also going to say I definitely would be attracted to this young lady. So I'm going to add 5 to this roll. My ring of lust is going into use.
Whatever that's what it's for.
Huh?
That's what it's for. You're attracted to God, are you?
Hey, I'm into power.
That's fair. So that's plus
19.
19.
She's young, she's pretty, she's very wise. Oh yeah, I'm all over that.
She
I
is
think.
not young. She is glowing. She has an adult son who is 40.
I can live with that. I can be a stepdaddy to Xander.
I didn't say he was 40. He just looks 40s.
He's like 400.
I'll be a 19 then.
I think she kind of looks at you and looks down at Ricky's body. So we'll bring her back first then. And you can convince him.
Yeah, we could probably do that. He seems very convincible.
They are definitely the one you want.
Don't know much about this one. Do you, Xander? And he Xander really looks, never seen him before.
Okay, you saw him with us.
Oh, I mean,
Victims of that.
oh yeah, I mean, besides that.
Oh, okay, sorry, sir. Why can't I resist giving Xander a hard time?
I mean, he's kind of a dick.
I know, but Renee I do it naturally as Renee. Sorry.
So Harmony starts moving around the room and going into the other room and starts pulling all manner of like oils and candles and diamonds and such and into the main kind of sitting area and says, well, is everybody here? Oh yes, I guess Xander's carrying Ricky. I forgot about that. Xander kind of lays Ricky down, and she starts chanting in what language does everyone speak? Or the two of you speak?
And common.
Fair. Okay, so you don't really understand the language. It's kind of sing-songy. But you also kind of hear it in your heads at the same time as you're hearing her voice, like telepathically. And as the spell starts to flash and take effect, we'll move into the Resurrection Ritual Challenge, which is basically, there will be 3 skill challenges. So in this case, it's usually 1 per person, but since there's only 2 of you at the moment, you'll each take 1 challenge, and 1 person will give a second contribution of a different skill. And if I'll set a DC based on whatever you're putting forward as your contribution, like how you're contributing to bringing Ricky back, and you'll roll some sort of skill check. If it succeeds, the DC goes down. If it fails, it goes up. And after the 3 contributions, I'll roll a d20, and with the DC after the challenges, and we'll see if Ricky comes back. So who would like to start?
Oh. Is this explained to us, I'm assuming?
No, that was me out of character explaining what you're supposed to do. Sorry. And I guess Zen says, well, now you need to find a way to call the soul back. Reach out to it in some way, shape, or form. Connect to Ricky.
I look to Gail and I say, Gail, go. Do something. Stall if nothing else. Try to reach out to Ricky. I have an idea. And I zip out the door.
Okay.
God damn it, I was gonna go grab Black Knight. Ooh, fine.
Great minds.
Gail is gonna pull out some of Lyra's papers and other documents, because I assume she's just kind of holding on to Lyra's inventory at this point.
Oh, probably, basically.
And she's just gonna sit down next to Ricky and say, well, so death actually moves you ahead by 2 levels in the detective skill tree. That officially makes you a junior detective, slightly above our Fae friend over here. Don't tell him that. That actually puts you at 3rd highest rank after Lyra and myself. Clearly your job description is not fulfilled yet, and we still kind of have this whole, like, verbal contract to figure out the cult thing that is, as of yet, unfulfilled. So I'm gonna need you to wake up here, buddy, and I can get you your new detective badge, and we can level up by not dying moving forward. Doesn't that sound good?
Care, can souls do insight checks?
No, just tell me that sort of. I have the chat open. You can just tell me how likely Ricky would be to listen to something like that.
In the private chat?
Yeah, in the private chat.
Okay, 1 second.
Wow.
That was my idea number 2. Except I was going to say it was going to be higher ranked than you.
I mean, one of you's got to do 2, so.
We're so like-minded in our thought processes.
Yeah. Kind of the part of the reason we're screwed on the resurrection.
Sorry. I give Josh
So
and
next we have lead detective, assistant detective, junior detective, and then
okay.
that one.
I want you to roll. Let me think of a DC here. Either persuasion or deception. I'll let you choose.
Persuasion. It's persuasion.
Okay, I'm just thinking of a DC. Okay, roll. Oh. Oh, sorry. You, sorry. As you reach out with this plea, you see the, ritual kind of like, the glow kind of intensify a little bit. And Harmony says, well, the soul seems a little closer. And Renee, more. We need to, reach out to it. Are you back in, Renee?
Come hauling back in, carrying Lacrimae, going, God, this dragon's heavy. Can I do a 2-for-1 here?
You want to do 2 skill challenges?
Well, I'm thinking, so Renee will fly over, and I will put Lacrimae's body across his chest. And I'll kind of try to slide it in under his hand without moving, without moving him around, without, affecting the spell. And then once he's there, I will look at it and say, look to Ricky and say, look, buddy, I know we just met. Petey really likes Lacrimae. Lacrimae needs you. I don't know what we're gonna do if you're not here to help with Lacrimae. Skirting the whole Lacrimae's dead thing. We need your help. Lacrimae needs your help. We've got a lot more work to do. We need you to come back to us, okay? And it's kind of the thought process is I'm like trying to get Lacrimae, using Lacrimae as one of the things, and getting.
I can use it as part of the skill check. I'll take it into account. Just
I didn't
getting
know if you
John.
wanted to use that and then my words as a second one. That's what I was trying to figure out.
I'll use using Lacrimae to enforce the words, I'd say. Okay, I'm gonna say that would it'd probably be another persuasion check, which might make it a little more difficult because it's the second one. Unless
I was actually going for deception.
you want to use
No, that's why I never said Lacrimae's dead. I was implying that as I was saying all this, I was implying Lacrimae is still alive and is that's the whole trying to.
If I can say,
Uh-huh.
I don't think it would help. Like at least like the context of what you said, it wouldn't change anything whether Lacrimae was dead or alive.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just, my thought process is I'm not letting him know that Lacrimae is dead. I'm just trying to pretend like I'm trying to act like Lacrimae's still alive and nudging his hand or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I didn't know if I was figuring I would do like try to slide a hand type of thing with Lacrimae as one of the checks if we had to do 2 and like a deception.
Well, I'd say in this case, the Lacrimae's more enforcing your words.
Okay.
But if you can make an argument for deception if you're lying about it, it's kind of iffy.
Absolutely lying my ass off.
Use acrobatics to pretend Lacrimé is a puppet.
Oh
And
my god.
I'll let you do a deception check then. But yeah.
Do I get advantage for the use of Lacrimé?
No.
I think you're already
No.
I'll take it.
Sorry, I'm trying not to look at the number while I'm thinking of a DC.
Oh, sorry. I rolled
No,
really bad.
no, you're fine. I just won't look at it yet.
somewhere in the afternight, like, Ricky is actively holding Lacrimé and is like, what? Lacrimé, you're still alive?
Yeah. As you're saying these words and reaching out and kind of nudging Lacrame's claw against Ricky, you hear Harmony say, "Almost there. It's almost there. We need more."
More?
Just a little more to bring the soul back. So one more contribution from either of you.
I could try and do an intimidation somehow.
Whatever you want to try.
You know what? Actually, I will. I'll look back to Gale and say, Gale, try something really crazy.
Maybe. We also have the +2 armor. That's pretty nice. Don't be dead.
Let's threaten him.
Threaten him.
Get back here right now. We'll do evil things to you. I don't know. I mean, get him back.
You want to say that in front of Harmony?
Why not? She already doesn't like you and me.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure she's looking over that's like, I can hear everything you two are saying.
You hear a chuckle in the back of your minds.
Say we do it together.
Sure. How do you want to intimidate him?
Let's do bad cop, worst cop. You started off because you're okay at being bad, but trust me, I've got more experience. You be bad cop, I'll be worst cop.
Alright. Gale will also head over and kneel down again beside Reiki and all of the glowing, which still kind of hurts her eyes, but like not nearly as bad. Okay, so I thought this was going to be easier than this. You're really putting us through the ringer here, buddy, with this whole resurrection trial. Like, we already gave you a rank and your dragon and reasons to come back, but, you know, I've been in the afterlife. It's not great. It's not great, but you know what would be even worse, Ricky? If we had to come hunt you down in the afterlife because you refused to come back and serve Harmony. Like, that is like a really easy contribution you could be making here. It's just not dying and then immediately giving your entire life to a god.
I buzz over to the other side of him and I go, you know what? I don't even think you're worth it. Why don't you just hurry up and if you're not going to come, then let us know. Just get here and do something. We've been dragging you around. You owe us. Get here now, darn it. I don't mean later. If I have to come find you, you will not like what happens next. Give a little wink over to Gale. Keep going.
I don't know. is that even worth it for us to go hunt him down? I mean, we could probably just pay someone from the Fey realm. Oh, isn't that something they do in the Fey realm? They like.
We
the
do it all the
spirits
time.
dead.
This is fun for us. You should
feed
see
them.
the things that we've done to spirits.
Yeah, there was like this
You
story.
can like pluck them apart one little string at a time, and it just take forever to do it.
Yeah, isn't there like, doesn't Mab have like a dragon that she feeds the souls of the unworthy to?
Oh no, she doesn't. See, Ricky here is so unworthy. He's not worthy of the dragon. She will take him to the garden and just freeze one little strand of his soul at a time. And then once it's all frozen and miserable, she'll heal it back to whole and do it all over again. And she'll take centuries doing this. She likes this stuff. My head is like ringing right now with her voice, I know.
Wow,
No.
Harmony can't be worse than that, maybe.
Sorry.
God, I hope we scared Ricky a little bit.
You're the one that fails. I hope you realize that.
Oh, it's so the one that fails.
I'm gonna say one of you can make an intimidation check.
Oh, you
I'll
fail.
say you can have advantage because you're both helping. Let me think of a DC. Okay, roll.
Highest one yet.
Hopefully that worked.
As Homer's like, I'm not sure if that worked, but well, let's see if Ricky is ready to come back. And hold on, just gonna take a picture of that. As the light around you and like the candles kind of dim a little at that last contribution, but then they kind of flare to life, and the diamond sitting, I guess to say, at Ricky's head crumbles to dust and blows away and across, and the candles flare up high and then dim right back down. And you wait a moment. Another moment. And then there's a sudden intake of air as Ricky, you come back to consciousness with 1 hit point. And I'm adding a special feature to your thing for now. Just to help your rolls.
Okay.
There, you can.
So Ricky's conscious.
Yeah, you have 1 hit point. You wake up, and I'm gonna say as Ricky wakes up, the two of you notice kind of a spark between Lacrime and Ricky. That kind of almost seems like shocks Lacrime, and as Ricky's starting to come to, you see Lacrime starting to move too.
So they're both moving like very slowly, stirring. Like
Mm-hmm.
their eyes are like slowly peeling, half lidded, but very glazed over and dazed. Like barely looking like they almost look like they're like passed out still, just with their eyes open. Lacrime, like she just has like her jaw opening slowly and like very weakly is like putting her teeth into Ricky, but is way too weak to actually do a proper bite, and has her little claws like kneading in tightly into Ricky's body as Ricky just kind of like gasps really, really hoarsely into the air.
Baby Dragon do 1 point.
Not strong enough. Not strong enough.
I will swing down and give Ricky a hug and say, "Okay, buddy, we need your help."
And I'm gonna say, Josh, you heard the first 2 contributions for your own recognition.
Wait, say again?
You actually heard their voices speaking to you in the first 2 contributions. You didn't actually hear the last one.
Okay, good to know.
Hey, buddy, come on. We need you. Wait. Look, things went a little south. Bad things happened. But we have a new friend here who would really like to make your acquaintance. She is a very powerful figure and just helped us bring you back to life.
You familiar with the name Harmony?
Ricky, you're at Harmony's house. The Harmony.
Right,
She has a son.
I feel like death.
Well, you were dead for a little while, but we got you back. That's the important part. But
Dead?
Harmony is helping us because we told her how much you admired Harmony. Just for a little while. That's in the past. We're looking at the future now. Lacrime is right there with you. See? Lacrime is so happy.
Kind of nudges your hand.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Actually, I think like Lacrime's like just like clinging, not really moving too much. And
Yeah.
Ricky
Very
barely-
slow nudging into the hand.
Yeah, Ricky barely like manages to lift his hand to like pet Lacrime.
I need you to do me a favor, though, buddy. We need one thing from you. Since Harmony saved you, would you be a follower for Harmony?
Yeah.
We need you. We're gonna have Harmony. In order, how to phrase this? Harmony just used her great power to help bring you back.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea for you to thank her by being her follower.
Can I see the will?
We can sleep
No.
afterwards.
Here.
We still have to get Lyra back.
Gail is gonna kneel down as well. And she's gonna reach into her bag, shuffle around, and pull out a water flask.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll uncap it and kind of extend it and say, I know it can be a bit disorienting. You're not gonna want to eat for at least a day, but try and drink a bit of this. It'll help.
And like just very shakily, Ricky takes it and is like spilling all over his chin.
Gail is gonna steady the hands. Like she's not letting go of the not
fair.
flask, but canteen.
Yeah, there is much drinking to be done of water.
Sure.
Personally, I want to drink something a little heavier, but hey, this will work.
No, you do not want to put alcohol in a stomach that has all sorts of acids in it at the moment.
After like a little bit of laying there, face wet still with water, Ricky will try to urge to help Lacrime kind of drink some of it. A lot of it, even more of it, kind of like spilled, but Lacrime definitely licks some up. before he like slowly pulls himself up to his feet.
I say, like, yeah, they kind of, even like Xander comes and helps you kind of lean against like a little chair that's there nearby. That'll prop you up a little bit.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So, what was this all about then?
Your
In
friend.
return for saving you,
What?
would it be okay with you if you spread the word of harmony to the world?
Be my conduit. Be my conduit. I'd, of course, be willing to lend you some power.
Like,
Occasionally.
my soul still be in my body?
Of course, of course. I have no use for souls in that way.
I like harmony. Harmony's great, yeah. But like, what do I have to do?
Oh, just spread the good word. I might ask for your assistance, and your friends, I'm sure, would help you. I would hope. Assistance now and then with small things, and of course, it's not for nothing. I can, if you wish, be able to lend you some of my power.
That sounds great. Yeah, this is good. Live a holy life. I mean, I ain't never really attended like a chapel before or anything like that too often. But I mean, this all sounds great, and I'm alive, so that's good.
I look over my shoulder and say, "See, my lady, I told you he was the right one for you where we weren't."
Interesting. Yes. Just kind of looks at the two of you. So.
Where's Lyra there?
Okay.
She's next to be brought back.
Yes, we can do that now or later if you prefer. You all want to get some rest first.
What, back from what did she go looking for her other friend there, or?
She also didn't make it through the fight.
Oh, that's not good. She's not okay.
And if it's okay with you, my lady, I believe we all would rather have our Lyra back sooner rather than later, if that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you brought me back. Y'all can bring Lyra back too, right?
Yes, of course. It's a similar ritual. I can have it in my power to do so. I just know these things can be emotional.
I mean, what good is there if I ain't trying my best, right? And for harmony, of course.
She smiles. Well, I will collect the materials I need if you'll prepare your other friend's body in the same spot. And she and Xander both kind of move around the place and gather the same, more candles and incense and diamonds and such. And set him back up as you set Lyra in the center this time. And before she starts chanting, she says, "Are you sure you're ready for another ritual? I know these can be taxing on you mortals."
I think we'd rather have our friend back if we can do it.
I mean, it's not gonna kill
Waiting
me
would.
again, right?
waiting would be more. Oh, and with that, I'll also look over. Hey, Gail, you might want to try to heal him a little bit.
Ow. Yeah, you are looking a little rough, and Gale will dump 20 points of lay on hands into Ricky. Actually, no, 15 points of lay on hands.
You gotta save a little bit. That's fair.
As hard as it is to go through this, the hours waiting to do this again would be harder. You know, holiness. What do I call you anyway? Queen, holiness, highness.
Harmony is fine.
Used on titles.
Harmony is fine.
Harmony. It would, especially for some of us. And I kind of look out of the corner of my eye towards Gale. The sooner the better.
And if I could for one moment, just making your acquaintance. I haven't met y'all before, and you saved my life. What's y'all name?
I am Harmony. And then
Follow Harmony, or
you could say that.
Whoa, what?
And you already met Xander. Remember him from when you woke up last time?
Wait, am I still dead?
No, you're good.
Unfortunately, this is not some divine joke.
I don't know if I go that far.
She just kind of smiles. I keep to myself. She's just smiling softly at you.
Wait, so I'm alive, but you're right here with me.
Mhm. Of course. I'm alive.
I am blessed. Wow. Look, I feel like I can't really comprehend what's happening right now, because I don't feel normal. This is weird.
And she's just gonna reach out and touch you and dump a heal spell into you and give you. Actually, no, you don't even have 70 hit points. No, we won't do that.
Oh my god.
We'll just do a 4th level cure wounds. I'm just gonna roll it myself on here because I don't feel like digging out my dice right now. You heal 23 hit points as this like soft yellow glow. As she reaches out her hand, and you feel a little better.
Well, I mean, that seems like the just about the real thing. That's weird. I didn't think I'd ever meet y'all. Wow. Okay. So I mean, let's save Lyra, right?
I'll say, technically right now, Ricky, you are at a -4 to all d20 rolls, and that's what I added the feat for, so it should automatically subtract it.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then as you take a long rest, you'll just change that feat to 3, 2, 1. Because at each long rest, it'll decrease by 1.
Okay.
Alright, so Harmony settles back in at Lyra's head this time. And starts chanting, and the same sort of glow starts emanating around. The candles are burning, and there's another flash. And Harmony is chanting. Xander nods at all of you. Well, the same thing. Reach out for her soul. I'll say it can be same thing can be someone can do it twice, or each of you can do a contribution. Just because I know you can think about how tired Ricky is, but it's up to you. Who would like to contribute first?
Okay, guys, 3-person intimidation. Let's go.
Excuse you, I expect a 3-person band.
Oh, we could.
I will slide over to Gail, or to Lyra. Lyra, don't tell the others, but I kind of need you. You're important to me. You help me. I give you such a hard time because I like you so much. You point me in directions that I wouldn't normally go without you. I don't know if I can keep doing all the stuff we're doing if I don't have you here with me. Fight's not over. We need you here. And then I'll get real close to her ear and I'll whisper, if you don't come back, I'm sure Gail is gonna kill me.
I have your chat open to him. If there's any comments you want on that.
Please. I'll lean back a little bit and say, please, come back to us. We need you.
That's definitely gonna be a persuasion check.
Lyra is definitely attractive.
Fair.
Wow.
So I'm just thinking of a DC. Okay,
I'm
go
waiting
ahead.
to roll this time.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh god. So 11.
Oh, 11. Okay. DC was 10 that time? Thank God you decided to use your, ring.
Good thing Lyra's a pretty girl.
Uh-huh. See, the ritual kind of like, things kind of coalesce a little bit, and the glow of everything kind of goes a little brighter. And, you sense that it's progressing. Who would like to contribute next?
Slide back and look to the other two.
Did you want to go there, Gail, or you want to go left?
Awesome. I'm still thinking.
Oh, all right. And then Ricky, still with like a clinging lacrimé on him, like waddles over to Lyra, and he'll so like Lyra's like lying like on a slate, right?
Oh, no, she's kind of laying on the floor. Because it's a really small little thing. There's like a rug there. It's kind of quaint, that sort of thing. I figured she probably got her hands on her chest type of thing.
Ricky looks to Harmony. You're concentrating, I know that, but like, am I allowed to disturb the body a little bit, or is that a problem?
Harmony doesn't answer you, but Xander says it should be fine.
All right. And then Ricky will like sit down right next to Lyra and just like nudge in close and kind of like reach under to kind of like just lift her up just a little bit to kind of cradle her up against Ricky, and leans her head against his shoulders, and he just kind of like coos softly and rocks her a little bit there. Hey, so and he's just like talking very, very softly to Lyra as he rocks her. I barely know y'all. This is a bit odd. I've never helped bring someone back to life, little less just been brought back to life. But what I do know is your little family here. I can tell that you seem to be the pillar of them. They definitely seem to revolve around you, except maybe that one that I never met. But who needs them, right? But the thing is that I mean I don't know if it means anything to you, but like from what I can tell, you seem like a very informed person. You have a lot of secrets, and your friends care a lot about you. They're also kind of bad at keeping secrets. Don't tell them that. But like from the tiny bit that I've pieced together, you seem like a very deeply interesting and special person. And it would be a shame, like an outright disgusting shame for the world and especially your friends if you weren't to come back. But you're also a special enough person that if it really is a better place where y'all at right now, I wouldn't blame you if you stayed. But I feel like you had some unfinished business to do, and I'll be here if you come here and need the help. But if you don't, I'd like to do something in your memory, but I don't really know what that is. It would help if you were here to tell me what that is. We're dead buddies, which is pretty cool. I've never had well, I mean, kind. I'd love to get to know you better. So yeah. But yeah, you're cool, but you're also pretty warm. And then Ricky will lay Lyra back down, and then just kind of brush her hair for a second, smile before standing back up and making her way back to the rest of the group.
Okay,
Poor guy
that is definitely
went on
another.
one coffee date and had to participate in a res ritual.
Ricky's going through it. I would say that is another. I think that's another persuasion check. So it'll be DC will be a little higher.
Alright,
Or
let's do
you
this.
could just roll a natural 20. Yeah.
I will.
I'm just gonna say yeah.
I'm gonna hover over near Gale, whisper in her ear, as I pull my flute out. Sing to her.
I'm gonna say as you're kind of laying her back down, Ricky, you kind of feel like as the ritual seems to coalesce a little more, you feel like Lyra's closer. And as Ricky kind of like settles back, who would like to contribute next?
Gail's gonna go over to the haversack where she's kind of been keeping a lot of Lyra's inventory because obviously she doesn't really have a lot of stuff on her at the moment, or without losing it. And she's actually gonna pull out Lyra's violin, which is a bit awkward because Gail has no idea how a violin works. So she's got her hand like wrapped around the bow and the string instead of holding it anywhere near properly.
Gale. Maybe if I play the music and you just sing.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Definitely. I mean, if you've got music, you can back me up here, but.
And I'm not. This isn't like an attempt for advantage or anything.
It's fair. It's fair.
This is just. I'm thinking Gale, and I'm like, Wargong is what I remember she plays, and that's probably not the right song, right?
That's fair. That's fair. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Continue.
I will res this damn bar of goddamn Wargong, okay?
And I will start into a soft song that I've heard Lyra would play before.
But anyways, Gale is going to also kneel down, still holding the violin. You know, we spent most of our money on this violin. I don't think that matters much to you. I don't think you ever quite figured out how currency works. That was something we were gonna have to keep working on. And your father was... We were getting so close before we got caught up in this cultist net. And at the very beginning, when I was in the ground, it was your song that I woke up to. You know, a month ago, 2 months ago now. I don't really know how to sing, Lyra. Not like you do. And I definitely don't know how to play a violin. But if you come back, then you would be putting so much more music in the world. And I don't know if I could learn, but you could try and teach me. So, here goes nothing. I'll prove that I can maybe learn the violin. And she's gonna try and do a performance check of a song that she doesn't actually remember all the lyrics to, but she's got roughly the melody.
Okay, you can roll a performance check. Yeah.
Nice. To be fair, Gale is explicitly saying she's gonna do poorly at this song.
Yeah.
It's all Lyra, so she'll come back.
I know.
It's almost an intimidation.
No, I'm just thinking here. Cause music. I think, yeah. As you're playing it, it's not great. It's kind of squeaky, a little out of tune. It's a little rough, but you're doing your best. But as you're kind of reach kind of like what you hope is a crescendo in the music, all the candles flare and sorry. All the candles flare and the light grows even brighter. And like the whole room just fills with light as it kind of makes you fall through as you're playing. And whatchamacallit, it just flares bright. You can't hardly even see Lyra anymore, and then it dims right back down. And after a couple of moments, you see an inhale of breath as Lyra
Pops up to snatch the violin out of your hands.
as Lyra, you come back to consciousness with 1 hit point. And I'm gonna add that feat for you. There you go.
That would be me, and also Renee.
I am now bear hugging Lyra.
What happened? That was a really... You alright? You're hugging me. That's not usual.
You see a single tear running down his cheek. He's like, nothing. Just glad you're here. And then he disappears out the door, flying away.
Dale, was that you playing the violin? I say playing with apostrophes around it.
I don't know what an apostrophe is, but yeah, I was trying to play so terribly that you would come back from the dead. And it worked! Gail will lean forward and give you 15 points of lay on hands.
Yeah, I got you short of one.
I
Sorry.
keep forgetting to hit the confirm.
Oh, that's fair.
But that one has one where you have to hit confirm after you've already hit it.
That's fair, yeah.
Oh, thank you. That feels a lot better. So I died.
Yeah. I've gone for about a day. I don't. Those cultists. They were stronger than we anticipated, and I thought they were just knocking us unconscious. But when I woke up, both you and Ricky had bled out.
Is Ricky okay? I kind of... I'm not saying I remember hearing him, but I do kind of remember hearing her recently. It's a little fuzzy.
Gail will glance back. Is Ricky still in the room?
Yeah. Ricky's just kind of like,
Exhausted?
yeah, exhausted. Like, there's such a, like, wiry smile on her face right now of, like, trying to look supportive, but is, like, all their weight is leaning against the wall right now.
Ricky's alright. He's also back from the dead. I think she needs to rest a bit. You should probably rest a bit as well. You were kind of death buddies for a bit. We had to carry your
Yeah.
body here.
Death buddies.
Hey, death buddies.
Yeah, it's real neat.
Like, I don't really know what I was going to say there. Like death buddies.
Yeah, just like death buddies.
Gale! 3 out of the 4 of us have died
Oh my
now.
god. Wait, all 3? We should name ourselves something relating to all of us being death buddies. And then there's one person alive. The 3 skeletons and the fairy. No.
I was going to say we need to kill the fairy then, but no, that sounds like a terrible idea because that was not fun.
I mean, if you want me to kill the fairy,
No,
then I
please
mean,
don't.
like,
Please don't.
Y'all are pretty weird.
Thank you, I think.
Oh, one other small details, and apparently my partner in crime ran out on me. How much do you know about the deities again? Like equipoise, harmony, chaos? Because you remember history pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I had to study enough of it.
In history, are there stories about gods having houses and, like, children? Have children? Cottages?
Are there?
Roll a history check, and hopefully it actually minuses the, 4, because I'm hoping it's working. I did not.
It
So
did
minus. Okay, so minus 4 is 16. Having difficulty recalling at the moment. Maybe.
Really sure. Kind of a weird question. But I suppose they all need some place to stay.
So the reason I'm asking that question is because we needed to find someone to resurrect you, Ricky.
And I can tell you're successful, at least. Like, I seem alive.
One more thing before I go. Can I just throw out a divine pulse and make sure that neither two of them are undead?
You do that, and they're not undead. No, you do get definitely a celestial-ish ping from
Okay.
Harmony, but
But we did find some.
Seem too happy about it, despite the fact that I was dead and now I'm not.
I'm extremely happy that you're back, and I'm reasonably happy that Ricky here is back, and also now a servant of Harmony, whose
Oh,
cabin we're in,
Her.
in the woods.
Oh.
Your son.
I mean, is that just me, or is that also Lyra now?
I mean, she specifically asked for one person, so I think it's probably just you.
Oh, alright. Yeah. I mean, y'all will support my new duties, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Fine.
Detective work and Harmony work probably go hand in hand.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, Harmony's pretty great, so y'all just seem a little maybe not super like really you didn't like Harmony.
I
Oh
think
wait,
Gale
should I
has
say
god.
that out loud here?
I think Gale has godly issues.
History
Actually, I think
has-
Gale has issues with lots of people in power in general.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Well, not even discussing my issues with authority. History has a heavy memory.
That's right, especially with you being history, right?
Yes. That contributes.
So no hard feelings in that I'm now alive because of that?
No, I mean, we were the ones who brought you here, so frankly, if there's anyone to blame, I'm going to be blaming a much smaller individual.
Oh, I know
Go
who
by the
that
way.
is.
Hmm?
Where did he go, by the way? Where did Renee go? Like, where did Quentin go, I mean?
I think he got overwhelmed with emotions of both of you coming back and then ran off.
Oh, he does care.
He didn't seem like much of an emotional person before today. I'm quite surprised. There's a little heart in that little guy.
I mean,
I'm gonna go lie down.
That was
you
really
go.
nice. Thank you, for bringing me back.
My pleasure.
Present. Thank you.
Yes.
Did you see Professor Hamoa?
Oh yeah, he's standing there.
Professor, if you would be so kind, please don't mention this to my sister at all. When you see her next,
Hawthorne?
Of course not, if that's what you wish.
Thank you.
And we'll back from that awkward scene. As you guys kind of, I'd say you end up being able to spend the night there, at least or resting there for the day if you wish. But I think we'll, because that was a lot, actually end it there for tonight, so that we can process stuff. And I can try and fix this feed, because it's being silly. Yay!